Hi, I recently bought one of these hand lifting devices on AliExpress. You get them on AliExpress, Alibaba, a few other places, eBay. They cost around 125 to 155 euros, something like that. And to be honest, the build quality is absolutely second to none. It's superb. But the design leaves a lot to be desired. It actually doesn't work. You have to modify it to get it to work properly. Let me explain. You get this with a load of these, and you can see, if we try and bring that into focus a little bit, no we can't. But anyway, we have these things, and you can see that the inner tube, spindle screws down, and as it does, it pushes a pin which is supposed to push through the hand that you want to lift. These are basically, well, they're made for all hands, but they're most useful for chronograph seconds hands, sweep second hands, because they can be so tight sometimes that you can snap the extended pivot when you're trying to remove them using levers or a Presto tool. Anyway, so when this is in here, and this is tightened, this is all basically one piece. It's all stuck together or fixed together. So what we're supposed to do is to move this up and down until we get to the right height. Slide the movement under there where it's grabbing the second hand, and then screw this down, and that's supposed to take the hand off. But of course it doesn't do anything, because all it's doing is pressing the centre spindle down into the watch. There's no lifting being done at all. So what I did was I stripped this, and I will pause the video, strip it, and show you what I've done. Okay, now we have it stripped down. Let me show you what I've done. In the back here, I've drilled and tapped a hole for a bolt. It's actually a hex socket cheese head bolt, and as you can see, the bolt protrudes through into the sliding sleeve receptacle, so that it now can stop the receptacle turning. At the same time, I've had to mill a slot in the back of this so that that protruding part of the screw fits in here. And if I can show you here, then this can now slide up and down, but it can't turn. Oops, it can't turn. Yeah, good. I've also, as you can see, had to drill a hole in the back of here, a blind hole, just to take this head. Of course I could have made this a countersunk head. Either way, it doesn't matter, as long as this can fit flush back on here again. Okay, let me put this back together. Okay, that's it back together. So now, as you can see, this sleeve can slide up and down, but it can't turn. I've also drilled a hole in this at the top collar, and that gets a screw. So we can put this in there, and that will then grip the barrel of this. So I can now put this in and tighten it up, and that's it. Exactly as it was before, only this can now slide up and down, whereas before it couldn't. So now, when I screw this, when I screw this down, and the point of the inner spindle contacts the extended pivot, and it drives down, this will then pull up and pull the hand off. I will pause, set one up, and we'll show you how it works. Okay, now as you can see, we have the watch set up, with the second hand in the device and centered so that the pin will press through the center of the second hand. If we look at this point here, you'll see now that it lifts up when I screw down. So we screw this down and and as you can see now, this is lifting up, and as it goes through, the whole thing lifts up and the second hand lifts off. So now I can lift the whole lot up, and that's it done. So if anybody's buying one of these devices, I suggest you do this modification. Otherwise it's pointless, it doesn't do anything at all.